Oh boy, we have a lot to talk about today, so I am just going to get into it. First, I was going to do a video about Pam Bondi being in the shitter again. Basically, everyone is coming at her because she said she was going to start cracking down on hate speech. Now, if there's one thing you know about the right, it should be that they love to fight for their right to hate speech, okay? One thing the right will always protect: their right to say hate and their right to guns. Look, I'm a free speech person. I don't think the government should be coming down on hate speech. I think that is obviously a slippery slope. Pam Bondi has gotten a lot of responses from people on the right for this, and it's not surprising. I went through some of their replies. They're about what you expect. A lot of people basically saying, oh, you're being like the left, or you're using the left's terminology, and etc., etc. I was going to do a video on that, but then the Jimmy Kimmel stuff happened. And if it wasn't clear before, we are full on in the throes of fascism. Yes, we can all agree on that. The fact that the network caved so willingly when all the FCC needed to do was make a vague threat. If you haven't been paying attention, Jimmy Kimmel is in hot water because he made a comment about Charlie Kirk that got the conservatives real hot under the collar, okay? They're real riled up over this one because Jimmy Kimmel dared to say that the shooter was not a leftist, was one of them. I'm not even sure exactly what he said. I did watch the video, but it was such a non-statement that it just didn't matter.
We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
This is concerning. This is concerning. You have idiots who are like, the government didn't make them take Jimmy Kimmel off the air. And sure, the government didn't do that. But the government did make a vague threat about getting Jimmy Kimmel removed, and then the network caved. Of course, all of this does ultimately just go back to capitalism. Basically, you have Sinclair, who is part of this, and they are the ones who seemingly got Jimmy Kimmel pulled. It's just a lot of capitulating to the administration. The reason they did this is because they are attempting a merger, I believe, right now, and they need the FCC's approval to do so. So the reason they pulled Jimmy Kimmel preemptively was because they were worried about the retaliation from the Trump administration, from the FCC, when it came to this business deal that they were working on.
Nexstar already owns lots of TV stations. It wants to merge with Tegna, which owns lots of other stations. In order to do that, it needs Brendan Carr, the FCC chair's permission, and it actually needs the FCC to change the regulations entirely about how many stations an individual company can own. So Nexstar has all of this pending business before the government. Tegna also does, and there's another big station owner called Sinclair that also has business pending before the government. So what do we know tonight? We know that both Nexstar and Sinclair called up ABC this afternoon, complained about Kimmel, and said they were yanking the show off their stations. ABC subsequently yanked the show nationwide. So we know that two major TV station owners, both of which need to curry favor with the Trump administration, were the ones that most loudly and vocally condemned Kimmel and said they were going to not air the show tonight and in the coming nights. It's an Occam's razor situation. It's exactly what it looks like.
I don't really have time to get into all of the people who are being fired for not mourning Charlie Kirk correctly, but this is just another sign that we are in the throes of fascism. We are in a fascist regime. Free speech obviously protects you from consequences from the government, but at the same time, I think we can all agree that conservatives getting together to get people fired for saying things that they deem is incorrect about Charlie Kirk is pretty insane. You have people who are simply quoting Charlie Kirk, or simply giving their opinions, or simply just not crying because he died, and yet they are being fired, they are getting in trouble, they are being let go because of their opinion. Some of them have worked for government agencies, so some of it is in some ways the government cracking down on free speech, just saying. But they've already been doing that for months now. This is nothing new. And yet, somehow there is still more. You have Trump officially deciding he is going to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization. This is, of course, in line with wanting to crack down on the left in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murder. There are obvious problems with this. One being, Antifa is not a organization. It's not an organized group of people. Antifa simply means anti-fascist. Is this administration deciding that they are taking up the point of fascism openly and honestly? Obviously they are. This is a fascist administration. But the fact that they have decided that they are going to openly be anti-fascist means that they are just fascists. Which again, we knew that already. It was obvious. But it's interesting to me that they're not even attempting to hide it. They're not even attempting to pretend anymore. Once again, the Republicans are moving like they don't have elections coming up, and that concerns me. Do they know something we don't know? Okay, so let's recap real quick. First, it was the Pam Bondi stuff, right? Pam Bondi's getting shit because she's going to crack down on hate speech. She should be getting more shit than she was actually getting for the things that she actually said in that interview, but it's fine. Gotta take it where you can get it, I guess. Then we had the Jimmy Kimmel shit, which people are like, oh, it's not a violation of free speech because the government didn't crack down on it. But, you know, the government definitely hinted that they were going to retaliate in some way. The main reason is because they want the FCC to approve their business deal, and they don't want to upset Trump and the FCC prior to their business deal being approved. Right here, right now, I am labeling myself as Antifa. Come get me, government. I probably shouldn't do that. I probably shouldn't do that with this administration. But seriously, I'm not gonna be like, no, I support fascism. You will simply have to haul me off to the jail before I say I support fascism, okay? But I will continue to identify as someone who is anti-fascist, who is Antifa, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this manifests. I have my concerns because the vagueness of this threat against Antifa obviously just means anyone they decide is too far to the left, right? So, close enough. Welcome back, McCarthyism. We're back in it, boys. Red Scare 2, Electric Boogaloo. Let's go, boyos. We are in it. We are in the trenches. Holy fuck. This is insane. Like, the shit with Jimmy Kimmel is insane. And Trump being like, Antifa is a terrorist organization. Like, what do you mean by that? Who are you going after in that regard? Again, it is just anyone they deem is too far to the left thing. Means that they can just decide whoever the fuck they want is Antifa and go after them. Hassan Piker has made this point quite well, and it's that this is a show of weakness from the administration, not strength. They are doing this because they are scared, they are losing control of the reins, they are losing control of the population, and they don't like that. Unfortunately, I do think that also means that things will get worse before they get better. They are only going to try and hold on to power harder. Be prepared for that and whatever that may manifest as, for sure. Other than that, I don't have much I wanted to talk about. I just really wanted to get into some of this, especially the Antifa stuff, and especially the real reason for the Jimmy Kimmel being pulled, which again goes back to capitalism, okay? I'm not saying that the people at like Sinclair or whatever don't have the same views as Trump. They very well may, but it's not about an allegiance to Trump. It's about wanting to get their business deal through, wanting to get the FCC's approval, and wanting to be able to continue making money. That's what it's about. Just driving that home for the third time here because I do think that is important to know. This is pretty much all I had to say on it. We will see where this designation of Antifa as a terrorist group goes. I imagine it will be not great. I expect a lot more crackdowns on protests, on the left in general, that sort of thing, especially when it comes to speaking out against Israel. Oh, another thing that I didn't really get to talk about, but Mahmoud Khalil, they are trying to deport him still. That is a whole other thing that is happening. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, they are also still trying to deport him, but Mahmoud Khalil is a case that you should definitely be keeping your eye on because it is also a very big free speech issue. You should definitely be paying attention to the outcome of that case because I think it is going to say a lot about where we are headed as a country. But I will wrap it up here, so thank you so much for watching this far. I appreciate you. Go ahead and give the video a like for me, leave a comment, help me out with the algorithm because things have been not great lately. So help my channel out. Share it with somebody. Share this video with somebody who doesn't know why the Jimmy Kimmel shit happened, okay? Do that for me. And let me know down below where you think all this is going, how you think this Antifa terrorist designation is going to play out. I am working on another video right now, so videos might be a little bit slower while I work on that one, but especially more of these off the cuff, just what comes to mind videos for a little bit. But yeah, that's basically it. So again, give the video a like, leave a comment. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because it's cool. You'll be cool if you do it. You'll be one of the cool kids. Yeah. Make that number go up for me. You love it when number go up. I love it when number go up. That's all I got for you. All right, take care of yourselves. Free Palestine. And goodbye.